reserve tanks. All that means is collect 11 or more total energy tanks and reserve tanks. And we are off. And we have our rows that our runners have selected for each other. Farrell has chosen row 2 for Freya's Spirit, and Freya's Spirit has chosen bottom left to top right for Farrell. So let's take a look at these rows. Freya's Spirit, they will have to destroy at least 2 statues, collect all 40 Meridian missiles, skip high jump boots, collect 7 energy tanks, and collect the Criteria Power Bomb. Farrell, on the other hand, is doing bottom left to top right, which means getting the wreck ship reserve, destroying at least 1 statue. Now, destroying the statues, before we get any further, what that means is killing one of the 4 bosses and then going to G4. So Freyas, they will want to kill 2 bosses and then go to G4 to destroy 2 of the 4 statues. Farrell can kill a single boss and then go to G4 to destroy 1 of the statues. Farrell will also need to pick up Wreck Ship Map Station, also collect 7 energy tanks, and pick up Plasma Beam, which means he will be killing Dragon. All right, so some interesting choices. It's be interesting to see what rows that our runners decide to pair with those forced rows. Often, who wins in Dab, especially when different rows have been chosen. A lot of times, especially this late in the tournament, where everybody is a highly skilled runner, the winner will often be determined by who chose a harder row for the opponent or who chose a better row to pair with their row, and that can often make minutes of difference between the two. Our runners, by the way, are multi-talented. I happen to know for a fact, and I can prove this fact, that Farrell can say all of the states in the United States in alphabetical order, all 50, and I can't even do that. I don't know how that's going to help him in the double anti-bingo, but it is impressive. And in order to, show that I am also worldly, I've decided that to help offset Farrell's knowledge of U.S. geography, I shall say all of the countries that comprise the United Kingdom in alphabetical order right here before Farrell gets to Morph Ball. In alphabetical order: England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales. That's it. That's all of them. It's a lot easier than the 50 states, I have to admit. And there is Farrell picking up his Morph Ball. The beginnings of these races look very much like any percent, although right after the first missile, we may see some diversion if they need to pick up any other missiles. Doesn't look like anybody needs a high count of missiles. Nobody needs the Brinstar missiles, so I doubt we'll see anybody going to the right after these first missiles. And indeed, both runners heading up can pick up their bombs. So, does anybody have any guesses on what Rose, Calms, and Agnos runners might want to pair? Farrell doing a fairly standard right side wall jump climb. There's a couple options that people have when going through this. Looks like Freya's Spirit, they are going to go with the other popular option, which is the ledge grab climb. Both about the same time to get up, but a lot of players find one way more consistent than the other. And so that often determines which strategy they employ. We're winning, Rosu. We're all winning. One BT down for Feral. And Freyas doing a very nice job of avoiding that swipe, getting some more missiles, finishing off their BT fight as well. Now, since Feral needs the wreck ship reserve, and Freyas needs to destroy at least 2 statues, I expect both of them to head down. And pick up Varia and Speed first. For Freyas, it's more about killing Kraid before Fantoon, and then visiting the G4 statue. Feral needs a few more missiles here. Needs to get lucky on a drop. Oh, doesn't get the health, which is lucky. Because he was not at full health, there's a decent chance that that little orange frog drops health instead of missiles. Yeah, 30 PBs is about the biggest collection one in this. Although, since they both kind of have to do quite a bit of Meridia, adding Meridia PBs into the usual 25 from Burnstar isn't too bad. Row 4 is an interesting one because it has both Finish and X-Ray Scope Room and X-Ray Scope in it, which is essentially 2 free tiles. It looks like Feral is heading up to Spore Spawn, which suggests a Column 1 for Feral, or possibly Row 5. Spore Spawn doing double duty today. Haha, duty. In multiple places. I think for Feral, Row 5 is actually a pretty good call, and if that's what he's doing. He has to get 70 tanks anyway, so collecting 4 more tanks. Although, it's a little odd that he didn't pick up Brinstar Reserve, if that's what he's doing. Could be Row 4, that's true. So many options with Spore Spawn. Could be Column 4, Row 4, Column 1, Row 5. Or he might just really, really like Spore Spawn and want to show off some cool Spore Spawn strats. FreyasSpirit, meanwhile, heading down, sort of as expected. With the 2 statue square, you almost always head down and kill Kraid for your first boss kill. Otherwise, you end up having to run all the way back to G4 after one of the later bosses, Dragon or Ridley. That's no fun. That'd be like you're playing the actual game, and that's not what we're here for. Well, Spaghetti Toast Book, the thing is, nothing is stopping you. Anybody can dab. I can dab, you can dab, your friends can dab, and if your friends don't dab, well, then they're no friends of mine. Yeah, I expect Feral to also go down to Kraid first. before, since he needs Wreckship Reserve. It wouldn't really make any sense to do Meridia first or Wreckship first. Still no clear indication of what Freyas is doing. They are probably not doing... Well, they're clearly not doing row 1 or column 4. I think that's safe to say. Possibly column 3. That's not a bad deal. Collecting Spring Ball is not too far out of the way, or defeating Dragon. Having to run back to Wreckship Energy Tank Room is not that bad. That's right, you do dab floaters. That's why you're a friend of mine. Feral is indeed heading down. Gonna go kill Crate as well. No surprise here. Well, because the squares were written a long time ago, and there was no editor-in-chief to make sure they all make perfect sense. The important part is that the runners know what they mean, and that hopefully I can convey what they mean as well. Let's see if Feral can also get the Kraid quick kill here. Freyas had a very nice Kraid quick kill. Now Freyas has to remember not to pick up high jump boots here. That would be disastrous. They can just kill this guy and leave, which is what they are doing. Good job. That E-Tank made a lot of sense to get, but it's very easy to have your muscle memory just pick up that high jump since you pick it up in most categories that you're going to do. I mean, I doubt you even need the source code for it. It uses the same bingo generator for a lot of stuff. I'm sure there's just a config file for Super Metroid that has the descriptions and what they can and cannot be paired with. Freyas here, since they don't have high jump boots, has to run out of that previous room. I think you can maybe get it if you're in room, but just barely. It's much easier if you go into the previous room, get a little bit of a running start here. Well, I mean, it's do old route and get 7 E-Tanks. And it's old route up to Plasma Beam, which is not that fast. And adding in adding in 4 more E-Tanks plus whatever else he has to do for his other things. Could be good. This is an interesting bingo card because there's not a lot of collection. There's the 11 tanks and the 30 power bombs. That's really the only collection squares. I guess 40 Meridian missiles. Everything else is kind of bosses or specific items. And so we don't have any of the 125 missiles or 40 power bombs or, all Brinstar missiles, which is a big one. Yeah, I agree. 40 Meridian missiles does kind of suck, especially since you have to go down both sand pits. On the other hand, there's no reason for Freyas to kill Dragon unless they need to do it for one of the other row column diagonals. And Freyas so far they have just been running old route, uh, standard 4 tank old route until now. So I think that's a very comfortable route for Freyas, and we'll likely loop through Brinstar we'll definitely loop through Brinstar for the statues, and possibly some energy tanks, and we'll see if that also points to what they might be doing for their complementary row. Oh, she's going to need to do a really tough short charge here because they can't have high jump. They need to either do a short charge or go back and get ice, or kill these rippers and bomb jump them. None of those are great options. And this is one of those things that can trip up a lot of people in a dab. As we said, they're basically doing ultra route, but they're doing ultra route without high jump. And you get to this point and you forget that not having high jump is pretty terrible. Looks like they're just going to try to bomb jump up. Oh, nope. Changed his mind. Oh, gets the short charge. Oh no, Freyas! They had the short charge. Oh, accidentally goop sparked right into the ceiling, unfortunately. I think what they were doing was actually just checking to make sure that, hey, once we get this short charge, let's make sure we get it in the right spot. And then twice in a row gets the short charge. Oh, runs out. Let's see if they can do it 3 times in a row. Not quite. Heckin' is right. I believe this short charge is essentially the same short charge for, or close to the same short charge as the speed Zeb skip. So Freyas, they are showing some great consistency here. He's getting this and gets up the red tower. Nicely done. We're actually assuming Feral is doing row 4. Maybe. We don't really know. We're just guessing. I can tell you that he's not doing column 4 or row 1. And he's also not doing... I thought there was another one in the suits somewhere. Guess not. He could also, honestly, be doing column 1. That would be a lot less energy tank pickups. And the only thing... Well, nope, he's not getting beta power bombs. Never mind. I was going to say, the only other thing would be one other power bomb pack. He will have two bosses dead by the time he gets to the statue room. I mean, I guess it's essentially the same thing, because 15 supers is free. Like, he doesn't have to go out of his way to get one more super pack. But yeah, they're basically the same thing. We'll see if he... Well, he has to get Wreckship Map Station. We'll see if he remembers to get Wreckship Map Station. I guess he wouldn't have killed Spore Spawn then if he could have done row 3. So he's probably not thinking about 30 power bombs. Also, he skipped the power bombs, so he's probably not thinking about 30 power bombs. Freyas also skipped the power bombs, so they are likely not doing the 30 power bomb square. Feral does remember to get the wreck ship map station, and remembers that you can go in before you kill Phantoon, which makes it a lot safer. You don't have any of the atomics flying around. You just run in and get out. Freyas not visiting the map station. They may not need it. Also, shoutouts to Feral for remembering to kill Kraid, which I guess he didn't technically need to do. But let's look at another Feral highlight real quick. We got super double Phantoon hype here. I do, Ross, do. Definitely could be top left, bottom right for Freyas. They didn't get wave. Oh, they didn't pick up wreck ship map station though. So, unless they're going to do it after Phantoon. And one Phantoon, one Ghost Elephant down. Oh, I think that flame messed up the Doppler for Freyas. There we go. 2 dead Phantoons. See you later, Elephant Ghost. Feral going to pick up a few more supers here, giving him 15. Yeah, they are skipping the map station, so not likely doing any of the diagonals, row 3 or column 3. They will pick up these supers, though. Feral using the I have a bunch of missiles strat in Attic, and I will use them to shoot at the ceiling, just to show it who's boss. Good job, Feral. Feral getting a nice bowling spark here. Save himself a little bit of time. Yeah, it's still sort of all open. Aside from Collect Gravity and Skip Varia, our runners haven't really eliminated a lot of options. Obviously, Feral didn't skip high jump, so he can't do row 2 or column 3. Can't do column 4 or row 1. And that's about all that we've got. And he does remember that would have been a fun run back had he forgotten to pick up Wreck Ship Reserve. Yeah, neither of them can do row 1 or column 4. And the 7 energy tanks that both of them need, there's 2 pretty easily accessible ones in Meridia. In fact, Freyas will have to get the missiles at Mama Turtle, so they will likely pick up that E-Tank. It's possible that Freyas is going to do column 1. No, she didn't get the reserve. Never mind. I mean, sorry, they didn't get the reserve. I don't know. I'm going to... Wait a minute. I have a 12-sided die here. Let me just... We'll go column 1 through 5, row 1 through 5, top left, bottom right, and then bottom left, top right. So according to this, FreyasSpirit is doing row 5. Which, while unlikely, is still possible. Nice job picking up Criteria Powerbomb by Freyas. They utilizing their speed booster to get up there. Gonna take a refill here. Don't blame them at all for that. Feral, on the other hand, heading down Red Tower, does need to destroy a statue still, so I'm a little confused as to why he's leaving Brinstar. Unless he forgot about the statue. Or he's going to come back for it to do something else. He's already done Spore Spawn. And the always fun 2 tiles at one time for FreyasSpirit, getting both to destroy 1 statue and destroy 2 statue squares at the same time. Nice short charge for Feral. For those of you that aren't aware, the way short charging works, the game only ever checks if you're holding run on specific frames of Samus's animation, and you need to be holding run on that frame 4 times for it to toggle on your Shine Spark. So if you tap the button on the right frames rather than holding it down the entire time, then you can get a charge by moving slower and save a little bit of space. Do that short charge in a shorter distance. I think Feral is just punishing me for the race I did where he did commentary and I didn't visit the animals when I was supposed to. And he said, I'm going to confuse Rumblemans and make sure he doesn't know what the heck is going on. Now he's going this way. Oh, he wants more ammo for Baboon. That makes total sense. Pick up these missiles and supers instead of refilling. There's 15 supers for Freyas as well. Our bingo card is starting to get filled up here all over the place, which does not help me figure out what they're doing. Freyas very likely could be doing top left to bottom right. No, wait. Freyas didn't get the map station. Dang it. Maybe they're working together. Is this a co-op run? Because as a co-op run, it feels like they could both be completing along with each other both rows, columns, and diagonals fairly easily. We do see FreyasSpirit going into Bawoon. So maybe column 1 and is going to go back for the other power bombs. Freyas getting a nice double super opening on the Spospo. Yeah, okay. Row 4. That is a definite possibility. I mean, we thought Feral was doing row 4. But Feral has to go back and destroy statues, so I don't know. Don't really know what Feral is going for. He will have Plasma, though. And Plasma is a very powerful weapon. Feral coming in to drag on with speed and high jump and quite a bit of ammo, but low on it, so we'll likely just be using Shine Spark strats. Frey's going to pick up some more energy tanks here. Get the waterway. Might decide to get the Wave Gate energy tank as well. Oh, that slimy frog tripping up Freyas there a little bit. It's got to be almost dead. Unfortunately, more than one missile and one charge shot away. There he goes. Doesn't die to chain damage. Good job. And gets the, I think gets the spark suit. Sometimes there's a bad frame there, and I can never tell when that happens. But... Wow, and he definitely had the spark suit. Thank you for clearing that up, Feral. I appreciate that. Alright, Feral is likely on his way to Plasma Beam. And he needs 2 more energy tanks, which he could pick up in Brinstar. So maybe he'll pick up Plasma. Run around. It's too bad he didn't skip high jump boots. He could have picked up Plasma and then ran right back around to Wreck Ship energy tank room. Yeah, Freyas has 2 Meridia E-tanks to get the last 2 for their 7. And a lot of missiles. Nice first try short charge for these Main Street missiles. So for row 5, column 2, what that means is you collect 11 or more total energy tanks and reserve tanks. So for instance, you could get 9 energy tanks and 2 reserves, 10 energy tanks and 1 reserve, 7 and 4 if you want to be crazy. Anything that adds up to 11 or more, and you can do more than 11, although I doubt anybody really would purposefully. There is 2 of the Meridia missiles for Freys. I have a few more left to pick up. So for Feral, I don't know. He has to go back to Brinstar to get G4, so maybe 2 of them in Pink Brinstar, or maybe Ceiling E-Tank and Blue Brinstar. I don't know. I can't begin to understand the intricacies of Feral's complicated genius cosmic brain mind. Maybe he's gonna grab X-ray and then criteria power bomb, get some energy tanks on the way to destroy statue. Like that would be totally fine. I mean, he also could have done that on the way down to Meridia. Okay, now he's heading this way. So, all right, I'm gonna say he picks up. Oh, looks like he's gonna go for Wave Gate because he's picking up supers. Second try. Freyas has picked up the beach missiles. Looking good. Now, Freyas will need to go down both sides of these pits, so they'll likely make a little bit of a loop-de-loop around, come right back. Or we'll go kill Bot Wound and get precious missiles before looping around. Alright, that's 6 for Feral. We'll see if he gets Wave Gate or something else. It kind of looks like they're trying to make a little arm flexing person out of the bingo card, which I approve of. It's like a little victory pose. Once, if they would have got Brinstar Reserve Tank, it would have been a perfect victory pose. Quick, before Feral gets his card. See, look at that's what it would look like. Oh, it hasn't shown up yet. Okay, I'll unclick it now. Just wait for it. There you go. There, now it looks like a little guy in the victory pose. All right, there is Feral's 70 tanks. So he's got a few options now. He has to stop by the G4, and then he could get Criteria Power Bomb and go to X-Ray Scope. Actually, he can just go to... Like, if he has to pick up X-Ray Scope, there's no reason at all to get Criteria Power Bomb. He can destroy a statue, which he has to do, and then just go to X-Ray Scope and he'd be done. Now Feral messed it up by getting the E-Tank. Now it's, I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe it's somebody kind of flexing, and the 7 energy tanks is their bicep. Feral's usually joins for interviews, so I hope he will. I hope Freyas, I hope they will too, because I'm curious if they were thinking about something else or. All right, there is Feral's 3 statues. See, the other thing is if he would have came here sooner, he wouldn't have to sit through all 3 exploding. He could have left after Fantoon. Where did you save all that time, Feral? Ridley! Alright. Bot Wound getting all supered up. Alright, now he's heading back down through Pink Brinstar. Meanwhile, Freyas just spamming missiles at the snack, trying to finish it off. It doesn't have any extra beams, so charged beam shot would not do a whole lot of damage. It's got to be almost dead. It's so red right now. Just a couple more shots, maybe one more. There we go. Got it. Feral just needs to go pick up an X-ray scope, and he will be done. or get more power bombs, or get more E-tanks, or more reserves, or collect all the Meridian missiles and then go finish an X-ray scope room. I think it's definitely faster to get X-ray than it would be to get the power bombs. I don't know. Maybe. All right. Pharaoh should be finishing up here very shortly. Freyas, I believe, just has precious missiles left for Meridian missiles. Oh no, I think they still have one more. Sorry, I think they still have one more sandpit missiles to get. And no high jump having to get out of Dragon Room. That feels bad, man. And Feral has indeed done with an official SRL time of 41:29. GG Feral, nicely done. I have questions about the routing, but you did win. I think you picked a pretty tough row on a very interesting card. And you paired it well. I think that was a good call. So nicely done. And 41:29 is a very good dab time. Looks like we don't have audio from Freyas, so I'm going to just switch back to Feral while Freyas finishes up. We get the nice item room music. Hey, and we are joined by Feral.
Hey.
Hi. Were you just intentionally trying to confuse me because I confused you when you did commentary?
I thought, Rumblemins is commenting. I can confuse him. How do I do that? And I thought about just like going for Criteria Map Station, and even though it's not on there.
That would have been brilliant.
What is he doing? No. The truth is, I wasn't sure how many energy tanks I needed at the time. I think I needed about 4, and I was still debating which ones to get. And I didn't know how many I was going to get in Brinstar Meridia, and so I thought, well, I've got to go back to X-Ray. I'll just do them after. But I didn't really realize how much of a time loss that was. Not only is G4 in Criteria, which is right at the other end, it's not just like a little bit into Brinstar, but I had to wait for Dragon to explode as well. So.
Yeah, I made sure to paste your clip of Kraid, forgetting Kraid in RBO.
Oh, nice.
Because I feel like it was sort of the opposite, you know, it's like you did extra bosses instead of forgetting one.
Yeah, I think that's like 3 times now where I've almost filled in the whole card just doing the one I want to do.
Like even
I'm fairly sure there's more efficient routes than what I'm doing.
You're a very good runner, Feral, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I am absolutely sure there was a better way to route that.
Yeah, I think what I should have done is after Wreck Shape gone straight and destroy, because I only had to destroy 1 statue, but even if I had to do 2, I could have still done it then. And then I could have just got extra E-tanks in Brinstar and then just skipped out of Meridia 1 if I needed to. Like, I could have got the Etacoons 1 and just skipped Mama Turtle. It wouldn't have been too different.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would have been the smart way to go about it.
Yeah, even towards the end.
The way to go about it.
Even towards the end, we were looking. We're like, well, he could go get more power bombs. He could go to X-ray.
I'm
He could
fairly
go get
sure
criteria power bomb.
Yeah, I'm close to doing a few rows there. And I actually looked at the energy tanks one as well. I'm not far off. Because I've already got one reserve. Brinstar is free.
Yeah.
So I'd only need the Etakun's energy tank and one more, which could have been Gauntlet or somewhere. Or...
Yeah,
I wouldn't have needed X-ray.
Yeah, it was sort of surprising with 7+ energy tanks. You know, you're going to likely pick up a bunch from Brinstar. You both basically had to full clear Meridia, so there's 2 more. You know, high jumpy tank and crazy tank are pretty free. So like, you're already getting up there with Brinstar Reserve being very easy, and you had to get Wreck Ship Reserve.
That's the thing. 11 energy tanks is a bad tile, but 11 energy and reserve tanks isn't that bad.
Yeah, it's really not.
2 to 3 of the reserves are free, but like if you have speed, Wreck Ship Reserve is free, Brinstar one's free, Norfair one's free.
Yep, and the Brinstar Reserve would have been an additional tile in column 2. So like, you could have even gone down and done, well, I guess Freyas could have went down and done Croc, and just, I don't know if that would have been better for them since they didn't need to get Wreck Ship Reserve.
What did they pair it? What did they pair it with?
Row 4.
Same as me. Oh,
yeah. You both paired it with row 4, which I think
that's probably what I would have done with that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the combination of finish an X-ray scope room and X-ray scope, and destroy 1 statue is free for them, and then skip wave beam, you're already done. So, you know, it was basically just get to X-ray after you've done everything else.
I have to say, I was kind of relieved because I thought row 2 was the worst one on there by far. So I was kind of relieved when they said bottom left to top right, and I'd never even considered that. And I looked at it, and it is a bit out of the way, but there's nothing bad on there. It's just time consuming, which was probably Freyas' tactic.
Yeah, and we are joined by FreyasSpirit right now. Freyas, GG.
Hey. Yeah, nice work.
Thank you. So we rolled out of bed about 15 minutes before this seed started, so we were definitely not as awake as we would have liked. We weren't listening to commentary because we didn't set that up ahead of time. For collect all 40 Meridian missiles, our brain parsed that as criteria missiles because we didn't even know that 40 Meridian missiles was a tile that could be a thing.
So it's the first time I've seen that tile, and I looked at it, and I didn't know how bad it was. I had to look at the map of it and look at where, and then I saw you had to go in both sandpits, and I thought, oh yeah, that's bad. And then skip high jump as well, which makes it worse.
Yeah, we didn't realize the sandpit thing until we got to Aqueduct.
Yeah,
we didn't think about the red tower spark that we'd have to do until we got to the red tower.
I did my last race. I got to that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can't get up here."
Yeah. Well, Freyas did two times the red tower spark to get up, which was really impressive.
Oh, nice.
Freyas, you were also only 1 tile off from a lot of options here. You know, you could have picked up Wreck Ship Map Station and done top left, bottom right. Would have been pretty close. I don't know if that's faster or not. Since finishing X-ray.
Oh, we could have done top left, but oh yeah, that would have been an option.
A lot of this card is filled.
You just needed
it's almost
Wreck Ship Map Station. I never saw that. I said I would have done row 4 if I was picking the same on row 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Have to open the stream and see what our card looks like.
I rolled a D12.
That could have been better. I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, I rolled a D12 to try to figure out what you guys were doing, and just assumed that's what it was because I couldn't tell. There was so much. It was so open, honestly. Like there wasn't a lot of synergy with stuff. It was just everything was just kind of all over the place, but there wasn't a lot of collection. So, you know, clearly neither of you could have done column 4 or row 1 since you both got Varia, and Farrell picked up high jump boots. So after that, he clearly wasn't doing row 2 or column 3. But other than that, everything was just kind of went together.
It wasn't a particularly bad card. There was a couple of time-consuming things on there, but it wasn't anything major.
Yeah, we could skip high jump boots, which did us in.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually my last race I had to skip high jump boots, and I realised how bad it was. So that was influenced me giving it to you. Was I had to do it last race, and I thought it was bad. It just slows you down so much not having high jump.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, unfortunately, Frizz, this does mean you're eliminated now from the tournament. Farrell will be moving on to face, I believe, Asger is going to
Yeah,
be
and it's not on
your
the
next match.
schedule, but
Yeah.
we actually pre-agreed to do it tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So
Oh, nice.
it's not on the schedule, but if
Ooh.
you guys in chat get first,
We are very
First
looking forward to
dibs
that
on
race.
Yeah, that is going to be an excellent race, and the winner of that race will get the honor and privilege of racing against me to move on. Which, good luck me. I don't. That
oh
sounds
yeah.
very hard.
I was thinking Derp next, but it's you and then Derp, isn't it?
Yep.
Damn, I'm never making. I got to do so many
Actually,
races to
I
get.
think it's me, and then Sloters or whoever Sloters races, and then Derp.
Slaughters is on the top bracket, isn't it?
Yeah, and Derp's will be the final.
Oh, so you
Z-Block
still have to
final.
defeat, the Slaughters or the winner of Slaughters before you get to Derp.
Yep.
This loser bracket fell quite far behind, I think.
Yeah. It's catching back up now, so I appreciate
Yeah, we'll get
everybody's
it pretty
kind
quickly.
of gotten together and not having any more like a couple weeks between matches or anything anymore. So yeah, it should wrap up pretty quick here, and like the matches are all being very close and very entertaining.
Yeah, I think the other side were just waiting on Hero and Cross Product, who I did message and said they're working on it, and yeah. And then...
Yeah, the tournament actually looks really close to being wrapped up. After
Yeah,
this, there's.
I said to you
Six
before that like there's a lot of strong players left in, like, including our matches. Because
Yeah,
our average times were only like less than 30 seconds apart throughout the whole tournament. So we were very
everybody
closely
left
matched.
Everybody left is incredibly strong, so every match left is going to be amazing.
Hmm.
Gesundheit. Yeah, actually, we have Hero and Cross Product need to play, and then the winner of that will play Blue Plasma Spark. And then the winner of that will play Sloters. And then the winner of that will play whoever wins out of me versus the winner of Azure and Feral. And then the winner of that will play Dirt. And then the winner of that will play Kip. And then if Kip wins, we'll be done.
There's a lot of matches, but we can only do 2 at a time now.
Oh, did Hero and Cross already play? Oh, so it's Cross and Beeps then that need the schedules, just not.
No, did they? When did Hero and Cross?
Tracy is saying that Hero and Cross already played.
Oh, is it Hero and Beeps then? Oh, okay.
No, Cross and Beeps. Apparently.
Okay. Yeah.
Should we get an organizer in here to find out?
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. The spreadsheet works it out for me. We barely do anything. Like the spreadsheet, all we do is put 2 numbers in what each person does, and the spreadsheet just works it out for the rest of us. It fills in, it turns the colors green or red, and puts the next person ahead. And it just does it all for us. We just type in the times.
Oh, that's fantastic. I believe you made that spreadsheet, didn't you?
Yeah. It was actually based on Stray, so I shouldn't take all the credit. I made this one from scratch, but a lot of the work was initially done by Stravaris when he was doing the tournaments before I joined in. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for organizing the tournament and running it. It's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate it. And
yeah, this has been one of the best tournaments, I think.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I love watching and commentating Dab. It to me is the best.
Yeah, we got the message that everyone wanted Dab next. Every time we did a tournament, it was like, when's Dab? When's Dab? It's like a Super Metroid favorite.
Awesome. Well, I hope we get another one. Maybe not right away, but soon.
I imagine once this is done, everyone's going, when's Randa? When's Randa?
Well, there is an RBO tournament starting soon, and then maybe it'll be.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
When's Mini Boss RTA?
I've always said you don't need to wait for us to do the tournaments. Like, if you want to put one on, and the community will join in. So.
Absolutely. Did anybody have anything else before we sign off?
Thank you so much for the commentary, and thank you to everybody, the organizers, and GG Farrell. Good luck against Asder.
Good race, yeah.
Awesome. You're very, very welcome. It's my pleasure.
Like and thanks for the tracker. Is it Link or Spaghetti Toast Book? One of them two. I didn't look at who this.
I believe both Link and STV are tracking.
Both of them. Oh, cool.
And
Thank
you
you.
forced them
Those
to
guys
click
have done
a lot.
Those guys have done a lot of tracking for us. Like probably more than half the races have been tracked by Link or Spaghetti. So
Yeah,
thank you to you two.
absolutely.
Yeah,
All right.
massive thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
Really
signing
appreciate it,
off
especially
now,
for
so-
commentary. All right. Well, thank you for joining Farrell. Thank you for joining Freyas. Farrell, best of luck against Azure. That'll
Thank you.
definitely be a
Yeah,
match I'll be
tomorrow
watching
at 1, I think, if anyone wants to tune in. So.
And I don't know what's coming up on SpeedGaming. I'm sure somebody, Balthazar's in chat, will let people know what's coming up on SpeedGaming. Or there's probably a link to the schedule down there. Just click it and find out. There's always something great on SpeedGaming. So until next time, I will leave you here with my sage advice of always try to be the person that your dog thinks you are. Thank you very much, and I will see you later.
Later. I love that saying.